Okay, I think they're ready. Okay, they'll all begin wandering back in. Okay. Okay, we're ready for the next speaker. Don went a little bit over, so we're trying to get everybody back in here. We want to try to stay on schedule. Okay. All right. Our next speaker is Carol Pate. She's one of my favorite people.
Thank you.
I've known her for so long.
This is true.
A lot of you are probably familiar with Carol. She has been a psychic all her life. And she's a practicing psychic. She has her own center in Little Rock. She's most famous for working with the police with murder cases. You said you work on about 400 to 500 a year.
Yeah.
Murder cases. And she also works with missing people. But you said when you're doing the murder cases, it's not easy.
No.
Because she experiences the murder from the victim's eyes as well as the killer's eyes. So when someone is being murdered, she feels all of that. So it's not exactly the best way you would want to be a psychic. But she has appeared on the court TV as the psychic detective. And she began working with the police when she was only 12 years old. So she's got a long history of that. And you run a regular on the court TV, the psychic detective. Mm-hmm. And now she's appearing on the A&E channel as a psychic investigator. And one of her many talents.
Thank you.
And she's also been to Egypt, underneath the pyramids and the Sphinx, looking for the hidden tunnels. Mm-hmm. Been to, was China or Japan?
Both.
With looking for the Shogun's treasure. Mm-hmm. She's been in many documentaries about all the psychic work she's done. So she's really done a lot. But I think on this one, this lecture today, I don't think you're going to go off into some other things, aren't you?
I'm going to be talking about something entirely different.
Because the last time, she's been here ever since we started this, and one time we had a video where she helped solve a serial murder case. Mm-hmm. But every year she's talked about those cases. Maybe when we get to the questions, if you want to ask her some things. Yeah. And you have your center, and you do advice for people.
Yeah, regular people, regular situations.
When they call in. And she has a table out here, and she's seeing people all during this conference to give readings. But tonight she's going to be a little different. Okay? It's a woman of many talents. But she is, there's a lot of psychics out there, but some of them are fakes. She is real.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Carol Pate.
Thank you, Dolores. Yes, a lot of my work deals with being a psychic detective and doing psychic stuff. But there's another aspect of my work that is actually a daily work where I work in healing. And I have learned some really neat tricks, if you will, on how to do self-healing. Okay? There's a book, I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Heal Your Body. Okay? This is a great book, Louise Hay, and it gives the root reasons behind all types of diseases and illnesses. And there are ways to work with this that's not in the book. When I was in New York, I was doing a workshop dealing with spirit possession. And one of the people that came to my workshop was a rabbi. And he taught me some self-healing, which I'm going to try to teach to you as well. Now, there's another form called kinesiology. Are you familiar? Okay. All right. This kinesiology is basically the middle finger to the thumb, middle finger to the thumb. You give your soul permission to give resistance for the answer no, and you pull from the left. Okay? Then you give your soul permission to give resistance for the answer yes. and you pull. Now, if you have any problems with this, you need to go ahead and program hold for no and break for yes. Now, it's interesting. The stronger the no, that means it's an absolute no. The weaker the no, you kind of got it, but not quite. The bigger the yes, the bigger the yes. The smaller the yes, you've kind of got it. So be aware of how it holds or breaks. Understand, you are energy. Everything is energy. Your energy gets disrupted because of thought patterns, reactions, traumas, which causes disharmony within your physical body, which causes diseases, illnesses, pain, traumas. So these are things that you have put into place. Even accidents you have put into place. Let's say I have a client, she's a good one. She does not want to go back to work. So she keeps having physical accidents to keep her from going back to work. The last one was an automobile accident that nearly broke her neck and back. I had another woman that was desperately trying to leave her husband. And every time she tried to leave her husband, she'd have a car wreck. She wasn't supposed to leave him. So, you are in fact the God of your universe, which is your physical body. All of the cells in your body are kind of like people, okay, in your universe. And they are trying to please their God in any way that they possibly can. So they will work very hard at either keeping you from doing something you don't want to do, all right? Or they can reverse and create healing, because that's what you truly want. But you have to truly want it, okay? So, since you are simply energy, you can change and transform the energy within your universe. You can heal it. I had a man that came to me. The doctors told him he had 2 months to live. He had full body cancer. It was in his brain, systemic, into his bones. I worked with him, got him to a place where he could accept healing and he wanted to live, and the cancer completely went away. And he's alive today. Did I heal him? No, I got him to a place where he could heal himself, where he was open. You are all healers. You just don't know it. Look what you've done to yourself. Positive to the negative. It's up to you. You can change this. Now, this little technique that I've showed you, by the way, when you do this, speak it aloud, giving your soul permission, okay? This can give you answers as to what is wrong with you. Where is the problem coming from, okay? Let's say you have a knee problem. Knee is the ego. You've been kicked in your ego. Right side is male. Left side is female. If you have the right knee out, you have been slammed by a male. Got it? Okay. So, you take your little trusty fingers out and you go, all right, this is a male has slammed my ego. I have accepted this from a male. Yes. Okay. Think back. it happened just before the pain occurred. All right? So where was I when I began to feel the pain? What happened to me just before? Was it my husband? No. Was it my brother? No. Well, there was a man that kind of gave me a really dirty look and said something snide. Yes. Okay. Tap, tap. Pain's gone. Now you think that's simple, right? Yes, it is. It really, really is. It's so simple. I had a client come in, his neck was really, really out. It was on the right side. And he's saying, I've got to go to a chiropractor. I said, okay, who's the guy that's a real pain in the neck that you just left? I said, now tap it twice. Thanks, Cody. Anyway, his neck completely cleared. He goes, how did you do that? I said, I didn't do anything. You did. That's how simple this is. 2 taps. I learned this from the rabbi. He taught me when you come to the root of a physical problem, if you will tap it out twice, the problem will begin to go away. Now, why tap it out? What are you tapping out? Your body is energy, okay? It is, how do I put it, not controlled, but managed by your emotions and your reactions. And when you have an emotion, a reaction, a psychological thought that passes through, it goes into an area of your body, such as your ego goes to the knees. Control issues go to the thumb. Being able to work your way through life goes through the fingers and the hands. Arms hanging on. Shoulders, weight of the world. Neck, problems that you're too stubborn sometimes to deal with. And sometimes people are a pain in your neck. You don't want to know about that one. It's so simple, though. What is that? The hip. When you have a hip problem. Any of you got hip problems? You know what that is? Fear of moving forward in life. You know how you get rid of it? You recognize it for what it is. Tap, tap. Now, you might have to do this a few times. Now, to get to a deeper root of it, you use your fingers. Are you all with me on all this? I'm not losing you or anything. Okay, good. Knee, ego. Right, male, left, female. Feet, your foundation in life. Now, not everything is in the book, okay? These are things I've also found out. Arthritis. Arthritis, oh man. You can get rid of that, it's so easy. But you have to forgive and let go of resentment. Resentment creates arthritis. Okay? Now, how do you work with it? You have to find, all right, where does the root of my arthritis come from? I had a lady, her daughter married a man that turned out to be a monster. And she developed instant arthritis. Left hand, thumb control, fingers. because she couldn't save her daughter from this man. And the daughter's not going to leave her husband. It's not going to happen. So she has to work at releasing and forgiving and letting go of all of this anger and hatred and resentment. And her arthritis began to ease. The swelling began to go away. So simple. How do you forgive someone? How do you let them go? You recognize that they are a soul created by God. You forgive the soul. You do not have to forgive the action. And you recognize that soul is on their path. Now, you may not like that path, but it's their right through God to walk that path, right or wrong, in your eyes. And if your daughter or your son is on their path with them, it's by their free will choice, and you have to, through love, respect that, or you get arthritis. Let me put it to you this way. You can't do anything about certain situations, but you can do a lot of harm to yourself, can't you? And do you want to? Is it going to help? Okay. Start working through this. Every area, yes. Money. Lower back is money. Fear of not having money, fear of losing money, fear of not being able to make money. Yeah, and if you know it, you can go tap, tap. Sciatic? Let me check. I don't know them all by memory. I use my trusty book. Yeah, it's all in here. Well, maybe not all of it, but a lot of it's in there.
I don't have to remember it all.
You get, I should have brought a whole bunch of these, but this is not a hard book to find, okay, guy? All right. No, it still goes to lower back. It still goes to money issues. Yeah. It depends upon the kind of headaches you have. A lot of times it's pure tension. Okay, unless it's a brain tumor. What you asked? A lot of times it's tension. What happens is it comes through stress through the back of the neck, at the base of the skull, and it creates tension, and then the nerves start hurting. I'm going to give you something that will help to release tension. It's a salt bath using iodized table salt. Okay? 1/3 cup in the bath water. Get it from head to toe. You will literally feel your stress lift from your body. Yeah?
Will that work for fibromyalgia?
Yes, it does help. Yes. Fibromyalgia. Do you have fibromyalgia? Stay after and let me work with you real quick.
Okay.
I have a formula for that. That's another area of healing, of formulas. I don't have time to get into that because we're just kind of tasting all of this. Yes? Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. I'm promoting her book. Yes? Anywhere dealing with the foot is foundation. Now, you can use this. You can say, all right, is my foundation, is this my spiritual foundation? No. Is this my foundation dealing with my family? Yes. Okay, does this deal with husband? Check C, right foot, left foot. Okay? When you figure out whom it is, and it can be both.
Well, you know, the experience I've had of certain people come into my and they
Okay, then you feel threatened, or you're picking up their negativity, or their insecurity. Yeah.
What if you have, for instance, a knee problem and had a medical operation because of it
Yeah.
when it arrived? Does that change?
Unfortunately, yes, when you've had surgeries. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, you're right. She was asking if you have procedures, medical procedures, will that affect the healing process? Yes, it will, especially if you've had metal placed in your body, because you're already disharmonized your body. So it won't work as efficiently, but you can get relief. So yes, it will work to a certain extent. Yes? What if what? Throat's rather interesting. If you have throat problems, it's because you're not willing to speak up about things that you know you should speak out about. Yes? Ah, yeah. The issue about getting breast cancer and why there's so much of it now, I can't tell you why there's so much of it now, but I will tell you the issue of breast cancer is suckling, not able to say the word no, giving of self too much, trying to please everyone, people suckling off of you, male and or female. That's part of it, yes. Plus, you've got another problem, and that goes into dietary and soy milk and hormonal. Yeah. You're welcome. Yes? Hang in there. Go ahead.
You said that what we didn't want to know, I want to know.
No. Well, she wants to know what this means. Actually, it means timelines. Hemorrhoids mean timelines. Well, hemorrhoids mean timelines. You have a timeline. You have something you don't want to do, and it's coming up time. Like having a baby. Remember? I'm tired of this. I want it now. Oh, Lord, yeah. Tension, stress, mostly, and not getting out and moving like you should. Sweetness of life is gone. Sugar diabetes means sweetness of life is gone. Yes?
You mentioned foot, but is ankle different?
Ankle. Ankle's a good one. Let me tell you, since you brought that up, the way that I learned that this was true. Because see, I'm a skeptic. I am. You got to prove it to me. You got to show me. So I was in this process of learning all this, right? And I woke up one morning, and my ankle, I thought I had broken it. literally, and it began to swell. And I knew I hadn't broken it, but it felt like I did. And that afternoon, I had some work that I had to do with some friends of mine, and it got worse and worse and worse to the point that I couldn't put my foot on the floor, okay? And it was swollen up like that. And I said, I'm going to have to use this. So I started using this. I'm going, okay, what is this? This is my left ankle. Does this deal with a female? Yes. Does it deal with a male in any way? Yes. Does this deal with me as the female? Yes. Is this from a past life? Yes. The ankle means accepting pleasure in your life. I was going to meet with someone that I had had a past life with. We had a very good, pleasurable past life, and it was bringing that to my awareness. And I tapped it out and tapped it out. I worked 3 hours on it. And finally, I got a tingle. Now, when you are able to tap this out, you get a tingle because all of that energy then leaves the area. And all the swelling went away. And the next morning, I didn't have a sign of it. Nothing. And I went, oh my God, this stuff is like really real. It works. I can do this. I'm here to tell you, I travel with this book. I've got most of it memorized. And my 2 fingers, and I'm ready to conquer the world. I know that I'm safe wherever I go because I can fix me. Is that not cool? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
So when you have the swelling in your ankle, that can be because of memory of a pleasurable,
Can be. Not just negative. Yeah. You are a totality of all your past lives and every person you have experienced since your beginning as a soul. Your soul holds all the answers of the entire universe. Your soul is a hologram of God. All the answers that you need are within you. You just don't know how to get the answers. I'm giving you a technique that will give you the answers, and it works. Now, yes, I'm sorry, you don't get the magic pill. But when you work this through, you have answers, and it doesn't return. It's gone. It's over. Is that not? That's just worth everything to me. If I have to sit down for 3 hours and work something through, then so be it. I've learned. I've grown. And that's how we evolve. We have to work through things. We have to work through issues. Circulation. Flow of life. You're not taking flow of life. You're cutting yourself off from flow of life when you have poor circulation. So that means you have to come out of you and get into life. Legs, walking into life. You're welcome. Bone spur. That's an accumulation of negativity within your foundation. You're building calcium. The calcium is negativity. It's like a tumor. A tumor is negativity, hatred, anger, resentments.
so bone spur here, bone spur which is a tumor here
Your toes?
on the toe,
Toes are the little things of life. Those itty bitty things that just drive you crazy.
and it's all on the left. So it's
Female. You bet. Who is it? Work it through. Where did it start? When did it start? You have to work it through.
I would have sworn it would have started with an expression.
It could have. It could have been your feminine self that got damaged. It can be you. It was my left ankle. It wasn't about them so much as it was about me. Yes? Hearing. You don't want to hear it. I had a lady, I love my clients, honest to God. They're wonderful. They teach me so much. And they really do. She came in, she had total loss of hearing, right ear. Okay? Now what does that tell you? Right ear. Husband. Every time she went shopping, her husband would get on her case, and she didn't want to hear it, to the point that she stopped hearing. I said, honey, it's okay. I'll talk to your husband. You can do all the shopping you want. And he won't get on you anymore. And if he does, it doesn't mean anything. Now tap twice. She tapped twice. Her hearing returned. It returned. You can't rest, can't sleep. You've got a million things buzzing through your head. You won't let go. You won't tone down. You won't give yourself the right to relax. Salt bath. Salt bath, yes. No, you're okay. You're talking about the finger signals? You're going to have to trust you. You cannot pre-think the answer. If you pre-think the answer, that's what you will get. So you have to just let it be and trust. Now, you may not be able to trust, in which case, I'm sorry. It's a wonderful tool. You may not be able to use it. You're welcome. You had a question.
So I had an affirmation that 2 years ago I got a chance to talk with you privately about disappearance and losses of an elderly lady.
Yeah.
And you told me, number one, that she was dead and that she was under concrete and that it was a relative that had done her in and it was a female. Well, I have asked this question for two ladies that are in our Hopa group. And so I went back and told them they were related instantly. That they were both related to the elderly lady. And right after that, the granddaughter who was living with her confessed and took them to where she was under concrete, never would have been found. But she confessed and they dug up the driveway of a new house, and there her body was. She'd been missing for over 6 months. And I just wanted to thank you for the lady because you were dead on. Excuse the pun, but I mean, you know, that I wanted you to know this because you're not local, so you might not have known.
I did not know.
And I know the audience did not hear any of that. That's why it's better to use the microphone.
I figure I have a big enough mouth, but
Okay, well, I know they couldn't hear it.
that I wanted you to know this has come about now, and she is in prison.
Can I use that for one of my psychic shows?
Yes, you may. Because
That'd be good.
I just quietly asked you.
All right.
They don't know what she said.
What happened was she came to me a couple of years ago for a private session about an elderly woman who had disappeared in Rogers, Arkansas. And I told her that the woman was deceased, that she had been murdered, that she had been buried underneath concrete, and that it was a female relative who had killed her. Well, she went back and told some friends what I had told her. Now, I didn't know this until today, okay? And apparently, was it her granddaughter who lived with her confessed and told the police that she had killed her and she had put her under concrete. And she's now in prison. And I asked her if I can use that for one of my shows. Does that be a great one?
Be good, yeah.
Now, we're running short on time, aren't we?
Well, she has a question here, but you have some other things you want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Ask yours.
Morgan Nick, a little girl. You know? Thank you.
I worked on the case, yes. I worked on the case with Channel 7. And I told them who did it, and the man confessed, and they turned him away. Yes. Yeah. We're all alive. I'm sorry, there is no such thing as dead. Absolutely. Which is a good thing. I could not do the work that I did if I believed in death. I do not believe in death. That's why I know how powerful we are. How powerful we are as souls created by God. We can do anything. You just don't know it because no one's really told you. They keep telling you have to go to this person, you have to go to that person. But in truth, you've got your own connection. You know what? Everything I have ever learned in my entire life, I learned through my guides. They've taught me everything I know, and I've gotten confirmation through man. Man never taught me anything. I don't get my information by going out and buying books. I get books that confirm the information I'm giving. And I'm here to tell you, you've got your own guides. And you can connect with them. And they can teach you too. Okay. I did. I gave it to the police. I can't. I gave him the street. He was living with his grandmother. Or no, his mother. He was living with his mother or grandmother. I can't remember. He was living in the basement in Alma.
I know who it is.
They found her hair and her bow and some of her things. Sorry.
Well, Carol, you wanted to go into auras too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
She's a fount of information here.
Oh, by the way, I'm giving a workshop, y'all. You're welcome. It's going to be July 30th, 25th. Yeah, at my center in Little Rock, Arkansas. If you'll come over to my table, I have got some sheets on it. I probably don't have enough, but I can give you information, and you'll really love the workshops. They're really fun and hands-on, and I'm going to be teaching ESP and the paranormal, teaching you how to up your own psychic abilities, and I'm going to be doing workshops on healing and advanced healing, which is going to be really cool. Okay, I'm going to get to auras, and I'll talk to you later about this if you want. Probably the best way, what I want you to do, can we dim the lights just right in this area? Is Dolores? Greg? Thank you.
Before you start, is wearing glasses affect?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
That's what I would say. What was the question?
Good question. Do glasses interfere with seeing the aura? Sometimes they do.
Do we need to turn these off?
These probably.
It'll be very dark on the camp.
Just for a just real short period of time. Actually, that's probably it. Well, I don't know. Can any of you see my aura yet? Okay. Okay. All right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to relax your eyes. Let them go blurry. Okay? And look at me. And you will see light surrounding me. And if I move, you can see a trail. Anybody see it yet? White light. I don't have a lot of color. Sorry. Can you see it? Ah, thank you. Just relax with it. Let your eyes go blurry. You don't want to. You want to look like you're looking past me. You know, when you're looking out a window, you're just kind of looking. Now I'll move, and you should be able to see it trail a little bit. Anybody can't? You can't? Those of you that can't, get back a ways. You're too close. And take off your glasses. But not to go back there. Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you. That's my connector. Okay. Blur your eyes. Take your glasses off if you need to. I have to ask my guides to show up while I'm up here. Are they there? Okay. I usually have 3 guides with me. Now can you see it? Relax with it. You're trying too hard. It's so simple. I'm telling you, there are people out there that you have to pay $300 to go to a workshop to do this. That's a guide. I've got 3 guides, and they show up a lot of times. There's 2 tall ones and 1 shorter one. Yeah, and they move around. Okay. You're seeing what? Okay, well that's a start. That's a start. This is something you have to practice. Okay, we can bring the lights back up. Yeah. Now, I wanted you to be able to see the aura for several reasons. Number 1, if a person has a black line separating the aura from the body, that means they're going to die. All right? If you see a black line separating the aura from the body, in other words, a black line, and then there's an aura, that means that that person is going to die within 72 hours to 2 weeks. Got it? Now, this can be changed. It's not an absolute. But it means breaking patterns, all your normal patterns. You have to break the patterns. In other words, the way you go to work, the way you get dressed, You just break all your patterns, and you do that for about 24 hours. If you're planning a trip, you don't go. I had a friend of mine that her aura was gone. She came in, and her aura was completely gone. And she had this, so almost like she had a overnight tan, because the light in her face was gone. Her aura was gone. I said, I don't know what we can do with this. I've never had this happen before, but you've got to change all your patterns, everything. And I said, are there any trips that you're planning? She says, yeah, I'm going to go to Memphis with some friends. I said, you can't go to Memphis because you're going to die. You have to break this. And I said, I don't know if this is going to work. You might end up dying some other way. I don't know. But we've got to do something. She didn't go to Memphis. Her ex-husband had planned to murder her over a custody suit while she was in Memphis. His brother came and confessed it to her. Her aura came back. And when her aura came back, it was lavender. It was gorgeous. So you can change things. All right? Now, if you get on a plane and they don't have an aura, I got on a plane and there was a black line. Everybody had a black line separating their aura. I looked at my arm, there was a black line. I got off. That plane hit a whole line of thunderstorms and tornadoes from Dallas to here. They shut down the airport. The plane survived. If I had gotten on that plane, all things would have been there to bring in the event of death. One thing gets changed, the event changes.
Still a rough ride, probably.
Rough ride. Thank you. Yes?
So how are you able to see your own aura?
How do you see your own aura? You look in a mirror. You get in a space where there's a plain black background. You want plain background. You don't want a bunch of wallpaper. You stand back from the mirror and you look at yourself in the mirror. Then you can see if you have a black line, or if you have no, or if you have a good, healthy aura. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you have holes or breaks in the aura, it's the beginning of illness, disease. Okay? You had a question.
It's not a question, it's an actual statement.
Okay.
Years ago, I was standing next to you at a conference in Eureka Springs. This was back in mid-90s. And you just casually mentioned to me that there were 3 or 4 people in that audience that would not be there, would not be on the earth in another so many days. And that night, my best friend died in my arms. And she was in the audience. I told you about it, but you probably don't remember me telling you.
I'm sorry. I got to watch my statements.
Well, no, it just always stuck with me that you saw it.
Yeah,
And it couldn't have been avoided. It was a tornado.
Okay. Yes.
You were mentioning breaks in the aura.
Mm-hmm.
How do you correct that? I was told I had breaks in my aura and I was going to have bronchitis, and if I didn't take care of it, it would become pneumonia. And I just told myself, I don't accept this.
Good girl. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a skeptic. I don't trust necessarily what other people say. You look at your own aura. Now you know how to do it. You check yourself out. I was at this meeting, and this woman walked up to me, and she said, "You have a huge black hole in your aura. You're going to die."
She was probably competition.
I didn't accept it.
Can people sometimes be seeing through their own aura that might have problems rather than seeing someone else's?
Can someone see their own?
When you're looking at someone else and saying something's wrong with them, can't you be looking at your own aura instead of theirs?
No,
No?
no. But there are people that will mess with your head because you allow them to. You're welcome. Yes. Oh, she was checking her own aura out. Okay, I'm going to go through colors. Okay, 5 minutes. Root aura. Okay, red. Next aura up. By the way, the root aura handles. Yeah. Root. Yeah, I'm sorry. Chakras. Thank you. Your root chakra is red, and it handles your creativity, your sexuality, who you are. Next chakra up is orange. That is your emotions, and that handles all your internal organs. And when you get all emotional, you get all kinds of, yeah. Okay, next chakra up, which is solar plexus, yellow. Heart, green. Throat, blue. Third eye, indigo. Purple. Crown. Now you have 2 chakras up above the crown. You have an 8th and a 9th. The 8th rides right about there. Well, if you do the workshop, we'll get into all of that and about how, moonstone, working within that 8th chakra opens up all the chakras. Really awesome. If any of these chakra colors are murked, because the chakra colors are what creates your aura and the colors within your aura. If any of those are murked, it's psychological, emotional problems. The root is anger, rage, violence. If it is murky, browned, or with black. Psychotic. Orange, if it is murky, it means mental problems, emotional, mental instabilities. If it's bright and clear, you're very, very on. Very clear emotionally. Heart chakra, green. Green with envy, jealousy, if it's murked. Possessiveness. Yellow. Yeah, that would be good. I jumped. Yeah. Yellow, the teacher. Calm, balance. Everything is balanced. Yellow is the teacher, logic. If it is out of balance, the liar. Throat chakra, out of balance, can't communicate, or communicates to manipulate. The lavender, indigo. If it's murky, you have a fanatic, usually a religious fanatic or a fanatic in whatever areas they deeply believe in. You can read it in their aura. There's a lot of things you can hide, but you cannot hide your character because it is within your auric field. It's the most wonderful thing in the world to teach children how to read auras. It can save their lives. Yes?
I had one of the aura photographs done, and I just was curious. Everything was like this beautiful red color. You could barely see any of my other chakras, and it was just, you could kind of see them in there, and it was just this beautiful red, pinkish, what was going on. It was very strange. I'm like, well, this is boring, but obviously it's not.
Ask me if I believe in the machine. I got offered the machine, $5,000, to take photographs of your aura. It's mirrors. You want to pay $25 for it? It's fine. Pardon? Which aura video? I'm not, you're going to have to clarify. I don't know what you're talking about. If you want to believe it, it's great. It's okay. I'm a skeptic. If I can see it, I believe it. If I can see your aura, I believe in what I see. I believe that there's a lot of money to be made out there on New Age things. I believe in, where they take the photograph of the aura? Curlian. I believe in Curlian. I've worked with that. That's for real. That's good stuff. And the Curlian full body, I've seen that. That's for real. It works. By the way, anyone with a really pink aura is in love. Have you? Pardon? 8th and 9th. 8th is right here. 9th is your total. That's where your rainbow comes into play. Yeah, crown, purple. Usually the crown is your base. And unless you've gotten yourself disconnected for whatever reason, and I've seen it photographed where this part of the head had no aura whatsoever. There was no aura here. And I've seen that a lot with people that have gone into the service for, what do you call it? The seeing thing from a distance. Remote viewing. Remote viewers very often are cut off right here. Okay? They get disconnected. They don't come back.
They have a lot of problems.
Yeah. I talk to a lot of them, and yeah, they do.
What about just astral travel?
Astral travel's perfectly all right. I mean, that's safe enough. Remote viewing's okay.
The way the government trains them, that's the damage.
That's where the damage, yeah. With the remote viewing, the way the government trains them, it damages them because there's no spiritual base whatsoever. It's all technique, and it's all to do harm. Remote viewing is being able to psychically go to a location and see what is going on. But the remote viewers that I talked to, some of them were taught how to stop people's hearts at specific locations.
Well, you know, David Morehouse's book, The Psychic Warrior, he's on the lecture circuit. He tells of his experiences, and he almost went crazy.
Yeah.
And they tried to kill his family to keep him from revealing what was going on. So if you get his book, The Psychic Warrior, it tells all about the damaging effects of remote viewing by the government.
Absolutely.
Not true. He was discharged for his book not telling the truth.
Well, he told his experiences in the book. Okay, but anyway, remote viewing, a normal way is okay.
Well, you can, Jose Silva teaches remote viewing. It's the Silva method, and that's fine. But the way that it has been used, if you use it to kill someone, it's going to have some backlash.
Okay.
Any last minute, and then we'll close.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
You can. You can. Some people do. Yes.
Okay.
There's dangers in anything. And it's all in your purpose and your motives. And if you protect yourself, and if you go with white light, you encase yourself in white light, then there's safe to do astral travel. I have to conclude. We've got to stay on time.
Yeah, we have to. But Carol has a table. If you want to talk to her, she's going to be here the whole rest of the conference. And she's also doing private readings. So, and she has her center in Little Rock called the Carol Pate Psychic Center.
Thank you. Thank you.